They say Christmas Eve is a night of miracles, a night of warm lights, quiet prayers, and peace. They lied, because no one ever looks up from their cozy fires when the terror arrives wearing red. And in the town of Blackwood Creek, Christmas Eve isn't a celebration. It's a reset,
A countdown.
a feeding, and tonight it's hungry. My name is Elias Vance. I used to believe Christmas meant family, joy, hope. But 1 year ago, on this exact night, something took my daughter, Lily, 7 years old. A giggle like wind chimes. She vanished from her room without a trace. The police said runaway. The town said tragedy. I said curse. And tonight I came back to where the search had ended, the frozen edge of the whispering woods. The place where I last heard her voice.
Snow fell like ash.
The trees leaned in like they were listening. In my truck, I held the last thing she ever made for me, a hand-knitted reindeer. Its button eyes stared at me like it knew something I didn't. 11:37 p.m. 23 minutes to Christmas Day. Then the radio, silent for hours,
Crackled.
not music, not voices, static. Then a girl's laughter,
Warped. Distorted.
dragged across a mile of rusty pipe. But I knew it. Lily. Her laugh. Then, monotone voice radio. You're late, Elias. The party is about to begin. The radio knob froze. The doors locked themselves. My breath fogged in the air like someone else was breathing beside me. I stumbled out of the truck. And that's when I saw it. A red and gold present, hanging from a branch that shouldn't exist. Pulsing, like a mechanical heart. Every instinct, run. Every memory of Lily, go. The box was ice cold. The wrapping didn't tear. It shattered like glass. Inside, a single skeleton key. And a riddle, where the bell tolls thrice. For the shepherd who lost his flock, you will find the door unlocked. But beware the gifts you find, for they are the chains that bind. The shepherd. I knew. St. Jude's orphanage. Burned down 20 years ago.
Closed. Condemned.
A tragedy no one in Blackwood Creek talked about. But Lily volunteered there with me once. A year before she disappeared. The key wasn't for the front door. It was for the one place they told me never to enter. The basement. And so I ran. Into the woods. Into the cold. Into the jaws of something waiting for me. Snow swallowed my boots. Branches scraped my jacket like fingers. The woods felt alive. Humming. Whispering my name. St. Jude's rose from the darkness, like a charred skeleton. Broken windows. Collapsed roof. Shadows moving where nothing should move. The basement door was hidden behind a wall of frozen vines. Rusted.
Chained. Padlocked.
But beneath the frost, a tiny keyhole. The skeleton key fit perfectly.
Click.
The chain fell. A cold I've never felt before hit me in the face. Like the air was angry, I opened the door. I descended the stairs. Each step groaned like something trapped underneath. Then, the smell.
Mold.
Burnt wood. And metal. It smelled like blood. I flicked on my flashlight. The beam shook in my hand. Shelves of decaying toys. Dolls, missing eyes. Rocking horses burnt black. Cribs overturned. Tiny shoes scattered like someone ran and didn't make it. Then the beam caught something tall.
Green.
Alive. A Christmas tree. A perfect Douglas fir. 11 feet tall. Lit with ghostly white lights. But the ornaments weren't ornaments. They were photographs. Hundreds. Every missing person from Blackwood Creek. From the last 50 years. And at the top, the crowning star. Lily's photo. My knees buckled. Before I could reach for it, a cold whisper slid across my neck. Don't touch the gifts, Elias. You only get to open one at a time. I spun around. Nothing. But the tree began to sway. Branches shaking, like something was climbing it from the inside. Then I saw it. Another present.
Red.
Gold. Pulsing. Waiting for me. It vibrated in my hand. Inside, a muffled song played. Silent night.
Slow.
Off-key.
Childlike.
Terrifying. I unwrapped it. Inside, a tape recorder.
Old. Cracked.
I pressed play. Lily's voice whispering, "Daddy, don't come downstairs." Static. "Daddy, he likes when you're scared." Static crackled like fire. "Daddy, he's behind you." I froze.
Did not.
Turn. Around. I forced myself to keep breathing. The recorder clicked one final time. "Open the third gift. Before he opens you." The lights on the Christmas tree flickered.
Dimmed.
Brightened. Dimmed again. The room hummed. The branches shook. And the third present appeared, materializing from thin air. I reached for the box, but before I could touch it, something stepped out from behind the tree.
Tall.
Slender. Wearing a coat. Red, peeling like old paint. A hood covered its face. But from beneath the hood, a beard.
White. Dirty. Stained.
Except, it wasn't hair. It was something like webbing. Organic. Pulsing.
Alive.
And it breathed.
Slow.
Hungry. The host. "You're ruining Christmas, Elias." I stumbled backward, but my boots stuck to the concrete, frozen in place. The host tilted its head. The host. "One more gift. Then the real fun begins." It stepped closer. The floor trembled. Toys shook. Shelves rattled. Lights flickered. The host lifted a long, thin finger and pointed at my chest. "Open it." The third box landed at my feet. Inside, a photograph, burnt at the edges. It showed St. Jude's Orphanage. Before the fire, children smiling, nurses waving, a Christmas tree in the background, and standing beside it, the host, in human form, unhooded, smiling, and holding a little girl's hand. Lily. I dropped the photo. No, she wasn't alive back then. The host chuckled. "Time is elastic, Elias. Children are forever. And Lily, she's been here longer than you think." My lungs collapsed. My vision swam. "Where is she?" The host leaned close. Its breath smelled like burnt sugar and rot. "She's waiting for you, in the fourth gift." The fourth present didn't pulse. It throbbed. The floor beneath it cracked with every beat. I opened it. Inside, a door handle.
Old. Worn.
Attached to a piece of wood with a single carving. Lily's room. The basement wall began to split, tearing open like skin. Behind it, a hallway. Impossible.
Long. Narrow.
Lit by flickering Christmas lights. And at the very end, a bedroom door.
Pink.
Decorated with stickers.
Her door.
Her room. Her. The host. Time to go home, Elias. I stepped into the hallway. The walls pulsed. The floor breathed. The lights flickered in patterns. Like Morse code.
L-I-L-Y.
The door at the end creaked open. Just a crack. And a tiny voice whispered, "Daddy, hurry." I ran. Ran like my life depended on it. Because it did. The door slammed behind me. Darkness swallowed everything. And Lily's voice whispered again, right beside my ear.
Soft. Broken.
Terrified. "You shouldn't have come alone." I ran into the hallway. The walls breathed. The lights flickered. Each flash painted shadows of children frozen mid-step, reaching for me. A voice came from the ceiling. "Daddy, faster."
Faster.
I moved faster. The floor moaned beneath my weight. I could hear Lily ahead calling, laughing, crying, all at once. And then, the door slammed behind me. I was trapped. At the end of the hall. Her door.
Pink.
Decorated with stickers. Her name in glitter on the wall. I reached for the knob. It burned my fingers. The stickers peeled themselves like skin. And inside, darkness. But there was a shape. A small figure. Waiting. Daddy. It was her. But her eyes empty. Hollow. A pale glow behind the pupils. Before I could speak, she pointed behind me. The hallway had disappeared. The room was floating in blackness. I felt it before I saw it. A presence. The host. It whispered my name. Slow. Stretching each syllable. Elias, don't look back. I looked back. Nothing. Then I felt cold hands on my shoulders. No arms.
No body.
Just pressure. The walls pulsed. Whispers came from the walls. Children's voices. Laughing. Screaming.
Crying.
The room twisted. The door moved farther away with every step. I was inside a nightmare maze. Then a small table appeared. On it, 4 more presents. Identical to the first 3. A note in jagged writing. 1 gift at a time. Choose wrong, lose everything. I opened the first. A mirror. My reflection smiled before I did.
And it didn't blink.
It whispered, "You can't save her." Second gift. A music box. It played Lily's favorite lullaby. Only the melody slowed and reversed. The room distorted. Third gift. A snow globe. Inside, Blackwood Creek. The snow fell, and everyone in the town disappeared except me. Fourth gift. A pair of boots. Tiny.
Childlike.
They walked on their own, circling me. The host's laughter echoed from everywhere. I stumbled backward. The floor collapsed under me. I fell, but I never hit the ground. Time stretched. The room aged. Children grew old in seconds. A city rose and fell. And everywhere Lily. The host whispered, "Time is my toy. And you, Elias, are my plaything." Everything shattered into fragments. I was outside. Inside. Everywhere. I screamed. No sound came out. Then silence. Lily knelt in front of me. "Daddy, you have to choose. Or they take me."
I realized.
The gifts weren't just traps. They were keys. Keys to her survival or her doom. I ran again. Through corridors that weren't corridors. Through rooms that weren't rooms. Everything bent. Ceilings stretched like skin. Floors swallowed me like quicksand. Children's voices sang Christmas carols. Backwards. I tried to reach her, but the shadows moved faster than me. A door appeared. Red. Gilded. Ancient. And inside, a staircase. "1 step at a time," Lily whispered. "1 step at a time." I descended. Each step groaned. The walls tightened. The air turned thick. And then I heard it.
Chains dragging.
I reached a basement. Exactly like the one in the orphanage. Except bigger. Darker.
And alive.
The host waited. Its shadows stretched along the ceiling. Its face human. Its eyes black holes. Behind it, dozens of doors. Each door glowing red. And inside, children. All the missing children of Blackwood Creek. Frozen in time. 1 gift, Elias. Choose wisely. I realized the presents were the doors. Open 1, save a child. Open wrong, trap yourself. I could hear Lily screaming behind one of them. I picked a door. I had to. Heart hammering. Hands shaking. I turned the knob. And froze. Inside, a room filled with hundreds of Elias Vances. Each one screaming. Each one trapped. And at the center, Lily crying. The host's voice boomed. "You can save her, but at a cost. Choose now." And everything went black. Blackness. Silence. Then movement. I was in a room of mirrors. Hundreds of reflections stared back at me. All of them screamed. All of them moved on their own. All of them were me. A whisper echoed behind each reflection. Choose. Save her. Or be one of them. Lily was somewhere in the shadows. Her voice faint. "Daddy, hurry." I had no idea which reflection was real. Which direction to run. Which door or trap would kill me. I ran. Mirrors shattered behind me. The shard screamed. The hallways stretched into infinity. Then I saw it. A massive clock tower, suspended in midair. Its hands spun backward. The chimes tolled thrice, and each toll reverberated in my skull. I realized time here wasn't normal. Every second I delayed, Lily aged or disappeared. A staircase spiraled up the side of the tower. I climbed. The wind whispered her name. "Elias, don't fail me." At the top, a door. Faint light behind it. But I knew. The host was waiting. The door opened into a room frozen in time. A Christmas tree burned silently in the corner. Wrapped gifts stacked neatly, each one ticking. And around the room, snapshots of every Christmas I'd spent with Lily. Every laugh, every hug, every bedtime story. Then I saw something impossible. A second version of Lily, older, her eyes hollow and knowing. The host's voice came from the tree. Past, present, future. All the same. All yours to choose. I reached for a gift. It exploded into snow and ash. The snow whispered, "Wrong choice, Elias." I staggered back. The older Lily laughed and vanished. The room warped into a hallway of chains. Chains hanging from the ceiling, wrapping around the walls, trailing along the floor. Each chain had a child's handprint scorched into the metal. I could hear the host moving behind me. No footsteps. Just presence.
Cold.
Malicious. Omnipresent. Lily screamed ahead. "Daddy, hurry!" The chains tried to grab me. They slithered like snakes. I ran, ripped through them, leaving scratches and blood. Each chain I destroyed caused a scream, and the hallway stretched longer. I stumbled into a frozen lake inside the maze. The ice reflected my own fear. Lily's voice echoed from beneath. "Daddy, don't fall." The surface cracked under me. Figures rose from the ice. Children frozen mid-scream, reaching out. The host's voice boomed from everywhere. "Every step you take, you lose another minute. Choose wisely." I ran across the cracking ice. Each step sank me deeper. Reflections twisted. Past versions of me, chained to their mistakes, whispered, "You'll never leave." At the far edge of the lake, a tree, black as night. Its branches stretched like veins into the sky. Ornaments?
No. Souls.
Tiny, screaming lights, spinning and screaming as if trapped in amber. And, at the top, Lily, dangling.
Alive.
But chained to the tree. The host appeared beside me. One wrong move, one wrong gift, and she becomes part of the tree, forever. I searched my pockets. The gifts. All remaining from the maze. I realized the tree demanded a sacrifice, and it demanded I play. Each gift I opened now revealed a horrifying choice. Gift 1. Save another child, but Lily falls deeper into the tree. Gift 2. Trap myself in the tree. Lily is free. Gift 3. Open a cursed mirror, reality twists, who knows which Lily is real. I stared, sweat frozen on my face, time collapsing around me. The host whispered, "Hurry, Elias. A Christmas waits for no one." My hands shook. I realized the gifts weren't physical, they were decisions. Every choice had a life-or-death consequence. I picked the mirror. It shattered into fragments of light. Suddenly, the maze collapsed.
Chains snapping.
Frozen lake cracking. The hallway of reflections bending. And there she was. Lily smiling, alive, standing in front of me. But behind her, I saw a shadow, taller than the host had ever been. Eyes glowing red. "You chose wrong, Elias." Everything went black. I woke in darkness. Not the darkness of night, but darkness that breathed, watched, and waited. Lily's voice echoed, "Daddy, it's cold here." I reached for her, but my hands grasped nothing but air. The host's laughter ricocheted off the walls. "You thought it would be that easy?" Every step forward felt like moving through molasses. Every heartbeat echoed like a drum of doom. I found stairs. Infinite stairs. Twisting.
Turning.
Ascending and descending at the same time. Shadows danced along the railings. Children's faces pressed through the walls, screaming silently. I realized the maze was alive. It changed based on my fear. Every hesitation made it harder to escape. From above, I heard the host whisper, "Every step you take, I am watching. Every choice you make, I am waiting." At the top, a room appeared. Clocks everywhere. Timepieces ticking backwards, forwards, sometimes skipping seconds, sometimes freezing altogether. I noticed. Each clock had a child's name etched into it. Lily's name glowed faintly on the largest clock. A small voice whispered, "Daddy, you have to fix it." Fix it?
How?
The hands on the clocks twisted violently, pointing to different doors. Every second the clocks ticked, and I could hear Lily's voice fading.
I ran.
Through mirrors. Hundreds of versions of myself, trapped in glass. Each reflection moved independently. Screaming.
Crying.
Reaching. Behind me, the host appeared. Not just a shadow now. A towering figure, with limbs stretching like shadows across the walls. Choose wisely, Elias. You only get one chance. I reached into a mirror, and my hand passed through. Inside, I saw hundreds of lilies trapped in time, all calling for help. The room warped into a labyrinth. Walls of candy canes, broken toys, and frozen snow. Every turn looked identical. The host's voice echoed from every corner. One wrong turn, and you'll never leave. And neither will she. I heard Lily laughing ahead, then screaming, then laughing again. I followed the sound, through traps, pitfalls, moving floors, until I reached a large door. Red, ornate, locked with chains. The skeleton key.
It worked. Click.
Inside, a giant Christmas tree, black as obsidian. Ornaments weren't ornaments. They were trapped children, screaming silently. And at the top, Lily dangling by chains. The host appeared beside me. Choose, Elias. Save one, or all are lost. I realized the gifts weren't physical anymore. They were choices of life and death. I saw another table. 4 presents, each with a terrifying choice. Gift 1, trap myself, Lily free. Gift 2, trap another child, Lily free. Gift 3, save myself and Lily, trap all others. Gift 4, refuse all, risk losing everyone. I trembled. The tree pulsed with life, its branches stretching toward me. Chains rattled. Children's faces twisted in fear. Time was running out. Reveals. The host towered above me, its face shifting between human and monstrous. Eyes glowing red. You are weak. You are predictable. You are exactly what I want. It pointed at Lily. One gift, one choice, and the game ends. Every instinct screamed, do something. Every memory of Lily screamed, think carefully. I grabbed the third gift. It opened into a mirror. Inside, hundreds of lilies, hundreds of versions of my daughter, all screaming silently. Choose one, the host whispered. I focused on the lily I knew, the one who laughed, cried, and called me daddy. I reached through the mirror and pulled her into my arms. Everything shattered. The host roared. Chains snapped. The labyrinth twisted violently. And then, silence. I opened my eyes. I was back in the whispering woods. Snow falling gently this time. But Lily, she was gone. A whisper in the wind. This isn't over, Daddy. Christmas never ends. I woke in the snow-drenched whispering woods. The air was still. The snow fell silently. For a moment, I thought it was over. But then I heard it. A whisper. Cold. Malicious. You didn't finish, Elias. The trees moved, bending toward me. Branches like fingers. And somewhere in the distance, a red glow. Lily. The last game was about to begin. The red glow led me to a clearing. Snow churned like blood beneath my boots. In the center, the host. Larger, more monstrous than ever. Its coat shredded, pulsing with shadow. Its face ever-shifting, impossible to comprehend. Welcome back, Elias. Time to finish what you started. Behind the host, a portal of gifts. Every gift now alive. Breathing. Screaming. Reaching for me. The air thickened. Every heartbeat echoed like a drum of doom. I stepped toward the portal. The snow transformed into a maze of lilies. Each flower held a trapped child. Some smiling. Some screaming. All waiting for me to make the wrong choice. The host hovered above. One choice. One chance. Fail, and Christmas becomes your eternity. I realized. The maze tested not only my courage, but my morality. Every wrong turn caused a scream to echo. Every hesitation twisted the maze further. And at the center, I saw her. Lily, chains glinting, eyes terrified, but alive. The host spoke. To save her, you must give up something of yourself. Something she can't survive without. I realized. All the gifts, all the choices, were sacrifices. I had to give up my fear, my memories,
My past.
a cold wind tore through me. I felt my memories of Lily fading. Every laugh, every hug, every bedtime story slipping through my fingers. The host cackled. Time to choose, Elias. I saw a single present before me. Red, gold, pulsing.
Alive.
I opened it. Inside, a mirror. But this mirror reflected not me, but the world itself, twisted, frozen, trapped under the host's control. A note floated inside. One life for many, one heart for eternity. Choose wisely. I looked at Lily, the host's shadow looming over her, chains rattling, her eyes pleading. I realized, if I sacrificed myself, Lily would be free. If I didn't, she'd remain trapped forever. I stepped forward, heart hammering. I embraced the mirror. The host screamed. The maze twisted violently. Children's faces blurred. Chains snapped. I felt my memories of Lily dissolve, but I could hear her voice clearly. Daddy, thank you. Then, a blinding light. The world flipped. The snow melted. The whispering woods returned to normal. Lily was free, standing,
Alive.
smiling.
And I.
Was nowhere. Lily ran, snow crunching under her boots. She reached the edge of the woods. Safe. But the host was still there, in the shadows. Its voice whispered on the wind. Christmas never ends. Lily froze. She turned, but saw nothing. Only the faintest shimmer in the trees. Her hand clutched her reindeer toy, the one I had held in. A reminder. A warning. The host vanished for now. The town of Blackwood Creek remained quiet. No one knew the horrors that unfolded in the woods. Lily looked up at the sky. Snow fell gently, silently. But the wind carried a whisper. I'll be back. And next Christmas, I take more than memories.